Many of you have shared your thoughts with us about Walmart no longer carrying Mayfield Milk on its shelves. Hundreds of you reacting to our story on Facebook.
We want to ask you about the change. Do you make shopping decisions based on where your brands are offered?
And while you vote, 10 News reporter Jim Matheny asked customers at stores in Athens where Mayfield's plant is located, whether or not this will affect where they get their milk.
In Athens, Tennessee, Jennifer Collins only buys one brand of milk, the brand made in Athens.
Well, we have some Mayfield milk today. The dairies that are selected for Mayfield milk are high quality.
But loyal Mayfield buyers in East Tennessee will have to shop somewhere other than Walmart. Walmart confirmed it has dropped Mayfield from almost all of its stores. And the split with Mayfield is really a larger breakup between Walmart and the owner of Mayfield, Dean Foods Company in Texas. Walmart canceled its contract with Dean Foods and built its own milk processing plant in Indiana. Those changes, combined with an overall flooded milk market, has a trickle-down effect. Dean Foods recently ended contracts with several East Tennessee dairy farms that provide milk to Mayfield. We contacted Dean Foods about the Walmart situation. It sent us a statement saying Mayfield continues to be the leading brand of conventional white milk in East Tennessee. We don't comment on specific retailers. Now, competing grocery stores are trying to milk the situation with loyal Mayfield fans. Now, that includes Food City here in Athens, where they've put a huge Mayfield cow right in the parking lot, and they're also advertising on social media, saying Mayfield is still proudly available at Food City. The folks at the Mayfield plant could not comment on camera, but pointed to a recent letter to the local newspaper by manager Mary Williams. She wrote Mayfield was heartbroken about the contracts being canceled with local farmers, but also pointed out Mayfield still employs 600 people at its plant and continues to get milk from 45 dairy farms and co-ops in Tennessee. Williams also revealed how to crack the code to make sure your Mayfield milk is supporting local dairy farmers. You look next to the date, and on milk, look for 47131. Williams says you'll know the milk in the iconic yellow jug is from farmers in Tennessee. And for loyal Mayfield customers like Collins, the thought of any other brand in the fridge is utterly unthinkable.
Well, I have loyalty to my community, and Mayfield is here, and I like the taste of Mayfield milk. It would absolutely affect where I shop.
In Athens, Jim Matheny, WBIR 10 News.
And those of you weighing in tonight, the majority saying yes, it does impact where you shop based on the brands. We do have more information about the stores still carrying Mayfield at our website, WBIR.com.
And if you have a question or a story idea, we want to hear from you. You can call the number you see right there on your screen or email us at 10Listens@WBIR.com.